Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about ball position and how it can change your swing direction, swing path, and ultimately impact how the ball curves in the air. So when we're looking at it, what I would want for most players is first and foremost to build a stock ball position, and how we would do that would be for a right-handed golfer, it would be under your left eyeball. So at setup, I would want you to set up to it. So if I'm looking from face on here, if I set up to the ball, drop a ball from the left eye socket, and I can see that it landed right here, that is in line with this neutral ball position here. So that's a really easy drill just to check where you need to be for a neutral position. And then when you hit some shots from there, then you'll get your stock club path with that ball position. So we can see here, I hit some shots with different ball positions. I tend to play a draw with an in to out path. So my 4.4 in to out was the neutral stock ball position. Now when we move the ball forward or back from there, so looking at face on again, when the ball is further back, and I've put these sticks just for a visual, imagine that club working on an arc in the golf swing. As the ball is further back in the stance, so this would be an exaggeration here, when the ball is further back in the stance, the club is still traveling down on the arc more, so your angle of attack is going to be a little bit more down, which means the path is going to be more to the right. And then we can see when I moved the ball back, the path moved 7 degrees in to out on that one. So when we move it forward, the opposite of that, that is going to move the path by default more left. And for me, because I've already got an in to out path, it moved it from 4.4 in to out to 2.8. So that would kind of neutralize the draw for me a little bit more. Now, the other things we want to pay attention to when we do this is it is also going to impact where the face is when we strike the golf ball. So the further back we move the ball, it is more draw biased. However, the face is then going to be more open when we strike the ball because it has not had enough time to square up compared to the stock position. When the ball is further forward in the stance, it would give us way more time for the face to close more, which would then make the start line be a little bit more left. So general rule of thumb would be the further back the ball goes in the stance, the ball is going to start more right of the target line. Further forward, it should start more left. But it is important we know our tendencies, because then it doesn't always mean it's going to start left or right. It just will start more left or more right than your stock position. So you would want to start with your stock to get a baseline, and then you can play around with it to see how you can change start line and also swing path, and then build from that. And it's also important when you go play on the course, because if you are trying to hit a punch shot and we move the ball further back in our stance, that path is going to make the ball curve more right to left for a right-handed golfer, but the ball is going to start a little bit more to the right than normal. Vice versa, let's say we're hitting our driver, because the ball is further forward in the stance, the club by default is going to be traveling a little bit more to the left by the time it gets to the golf ball, so it is more fade biased, and that's why it's hard for some players to hit a high sweeping draw with the driver, because we're set up more for a fade when we hit up on it into the left a little bit more. So those are just things with ball position to keep an eye on. For all players that I teach, I would say get a stock ball position, figure out what your ball flight is from that, get really good at that and consistent, and then once you get more advanced, you can start playing around with ball forward, ball back to change your swing path and club face control. So hopefully this video helps give you a little more detail on ball position, how it's going to impact your club path and ball flight. If you've got any questions, as always, leave them in the comments, and thank you for watching.